Hello everyone, Darth here, and welcome back again to another overly analytical video essay. The introduction of Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian proved something I had said in several other videos. It's a blunt and frankly rude statement, but the writers of the sequel trilogy were utterly incompetent. Look again at this quote from one of the writers working on the Force Awakens script. It just felt like every time Luke came in and entered the movie, he just took it over. Suddenly you didn't care about your main character anymore, because, oh frack, Luke Skywalker's here, I want to see what he's going to do. The entire reason we didn't have this in the sequel trilogy was because the writers were bad writers. Just let that sink in. The entire reason Luke was exiled on an island, the entire reason JJ and Ryan wrote Luke as a broken degenerate was because they couldn't imagine a scene in which Luke stands there in the background and lets the new characters lead the action. It's ironic when you think about it. They cut Luke out because of their own personal bias towards him. When they think everyone will be too focused on Luke to pay attention to the newer characters, it's because they themselves are so invested in Luke that they don't care about the newer characters. This is the very definition of a poor writer, someone who can't let go of their own personal biases, their own expectations of what the story or the character should be. Now let's look again at Luke's scene in The Mandalorian. Yes, he entirely steals the show, right up to the point where he starts interacting with the other characters. At that point, he fades very quickly into the background. The focus isn't on him, he's not the point of the scene. The point of the scene is Mando and Yodels. The point is them saying goodbye. The point is seeing the love that they've built up over their adventures together. The point is seeing Mando give up his honor just so that Yodels can know what his face looks like. As awesome as it was, seeing Luke's X-Wing again isn't the point of the scene. R2 showing up isn't the focus of the scene. Luke showing up isn't the focus of the scene. Luke comes onto the bridge, has a couple lines, and then just stands there, silently in the background. Because the creative people in charge of The Mandalorian were better than the sequel trilogy writers. They were able to write Luke without having him completely overshadow the newer characters. And when Luke walks away to leave, the focus still isn't on him. The final close-up is of Yodels, not Luke. Luke didn't even say anything particularly epic or memorable in his scene. And yet, it's 1,000 times more impactful to fans than what the sequel trilogy gave us. Did anybody break down crying when Luke walked out of that door and stood down the First Order? Not that I've ever seen. We've got two scenes that are almost identical, probably on purpose. One of them has fans crying with joy, and the other... I've got a longer video I'll eventually be doing where we more closely examine the role of the writer in story crafting, and how twisted that role has become in recent years. But The Mandalorian has given us one of the best examples I can give. Two versions of Luke, both having epic battle scenes. One completely dominates the scene, because that's all the sequel trilogy writers knew to do with Luke. The other version has Luke be a part of the scene but not dominate it. It's inspiring instead of demeaning. It's good writing instead of bad. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.